I got a lot of questions about the post that I did yesterday about being raised in a home where we are shamed as a child and then going on to do that as an adult. In my post, I mentioned that the client who I'm working with is working through that process. And a lot of you guys wanted to know what that process was that we were working through. So, the first thing is to be able to see it for what it is. For this client to be able to recognize that she was raised in a home that shamed her and that she is now doing that to herself. Our nervous system likes to function in a zone of tolerance. So if we have been shamed for all of our childhood, then shame is actually a very familiar energy to us. That doesn't mean that we like it. It doesn't mean that it feels good, but it is a familiar energy for us. And so we will oftentimes shame ourselves because it's familiar and there's a pattern there. So step number 1 is being able to identify that for what it is. And then step number 2 is to be able to catch that pattern in the moment that we're doing it to ourselves. So this client is working on catching it when she is shaming herself as she's moving through her day, whether it be something about her body, whether it be something about her finances, whether it be something small like she didn't clean up the kitchen that night, or she didn't go for a walk, or she hasn't drank enough water, or whatever. She will catch herself in the moment that she is shaming herself. And then she will rewrite that story. So she will tell herself a different story, which might look like if she shamed herself for not going for a walk that day and she catches it that she has just shamed herself, she's going to rewrite the story by saying something like, I prioritize rest today because that's what my body needed, rather than you're so lazy for not going for a walk today. So she has to mentally coach herself through these shaming events that happen hundreds of times a day. And as she does that, she's going to do 2 things. 1, she's going to shift what is familiar to her, meaning she will shift herself out of shame being familiar. And 2, she is going to rewire her nervous system to having less tolerance for shame. So those are the steps that she's working through right now. And if you can see yourself in this client, then I just want to invite you to stop shaming yourself.